So we reviewed order of operations, which you had learned before, but we put rational numbers in it, which includes fractions, decimals, and negatives. So what are the rules for evaluating expressions? All right. Step one is groups, right? It could be parentheses, it could be brackets, it could be the top and bottom of a fraction, right? Let me write it out. This is what I was going to do in another lesson, right? It could be x plus y over x times y, right? There are other ways besides parentheses to make a group. Number two is, what are those little numbers called? They're called exponents, right? The whole thing is called a power. The little number is called an exponent. Then you do, I like to write the word divide first, so we're very clear that divide and multiply are tied, and you break the tie. You can abbreviate because we've written this before, left to right. Left to right is just for breaking ties. Last is always add and subtract. They're always tied. And so then you break the tie between the two of them, left to right. Those are the rules for evaluating expressions. There they are. All right, which two have an answer that is undefined? Dividing by 0, those two are undefined. This, 0 over 8, that one's 0. It's the two on the left that are undefined. All right, so we started with basic whole numbers, so we have a tie. Oh, don't do that. Right, we have a tie, so we have to do the one on the left first. 12 minus 4 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. Right, so we have a tie, but as long as they're not right next to each other, we're going to be fine. But we're going to do the one on the left first. 7 times 4 is 28. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Now we have this minus, we have this plus, we have another tie. 28 minus 2 is 26, plus 5 is 31. So then we put negatives in here, right? So we have to multiply. Now I'm going to multiply 2 times negative 5, which is negative 10. So then I have negative 8 minus is still there, negative 10, which is the same as negative 8 plus 10, which is 2. Right? Yeah, if you multiply by negative 2, you get positive 10 there, but you're going to have to say negative 8 plus 10. I would do it this way. It's 2 times negative 5, then you put the minus sign. Evaluate the variable expression for x equals negative 4 and y equals 6. So it's 7 times negative 4 minus 6 plus 4. We have to do the multiplying first, which is negative 28. Then we have negative 28 minus 6 plus 4. Tie, so we're going to do the one on the left. Negative 28 minus 6, same as negative 28 plus negative 6, negative 34 plus positive 4, negative 30. Okay, so we're going to find the cost of 5 pencils and a pen. So a pencil is 20 cents, so it's 5 times 0.2. When I multiply, you don't want extra zeros, plus the pen, which is $1.79. So 5 times 0.2 is, we get 10, move the decimal once. It's $1, $1. $1 plus $1.79, $2.79. Right now, let me show the lining up of the decimal points, right? It would be 279. All right, so here you multiply first, 0.2 times 0.6. 2 times 6 is 12. Move the decimal twice, you get 12 hundredths. So it's 5 tenths plus 12 hundredths. We're going to line up our decimal points for adding, and we're going to get, you can put a 0 there, and it's 0.62 or 62 hundredths. And if you want the leading 0, there it is. But 62 hundredths. Now, multiplying two negatives make a positive, so those cancel, and you get 2/5. All right. Here we have a tie, so we have to do the one on the left first. 4/7 minus 3/7 is 1/7. 1/7 plus 5/14. We have to get like denominators, so we're going to get them both over 14. You get 5/14 plus 2/14, which is 7/14. Oh, 7/14 has to be simplified though to 1/2, right? Divide top and bottom by 7. That's awfully sloppy. So state answers as both fractions and decimals. So I'm going to do it twice, right? The top one is, I'll do it as fractions, 1/4, 5/10. Now I could use 5/10, but I know 5/10 is 1/2, right? So I think 1/4 plus 1/2 is easier, because then that's 1/4 plus 2/4, which is 3/4. Now, you've memorized 3/4, so you should know the decimal answer, but let me show it, right? 1/4, you're supposed to have memorized, is 25 hundredths, which is 0.25. So 0.25 plus 0.5, lining up our decimal, which is 0.75. 0.75 and 3/4 are the same amount, just in a different form. So 0.7 minus 1/5, so this is 7/10 minus 1/5, which is 7/10 minus 2/10, right? We're going to multiply by 2, top and bottom, which is 5/10, which we've done a million times, seems like, which is 1/2. So we know the answer is 1/2. Let's see it as decimals. So it's 0.7 minus 1/5, right? 1/5 is 2/10, which is 0.2, right? So 7/10 minus 2/10 is 0.5. Let me just show the lining up of the decimal points, right? It's 0.5, 5/10. Negative 5 cubed is negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5. 3 negatives make a negative. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5, 125. This is negative 125. 1/10 squared is 1/10 times 1/10. 1 times 1 is 1. 10 times 10 is 100. This is 1/100th. And let me show you how to say that. We talked about that. 0.3 squared. You don't need parentheses around decimals, so it's 0.3 times 0.3. 3 times 3 would be 9, but we have 2 decimals, so we have an empty spot. People forget that 0. This is 9/100ths, 0.09. Now, this one's intentionally supposed to be tricky. You do the exponent first, 0.7 times 0.7, and you get 0.49. And since there's a negative in front of it, you do that afterwards, and this is negative 49 hundredths. Order of operations, all right, so there's an exponent. We're going to do that first. And then we have 8 plus 2 times 25 divided by 10. Oh, here's a perfect example where we have multiplying and dividing right next to each other. You definitely have to do the one on the left first. 2 times 25 is 50, so it's 8 plus 50 divided by 10. 50 divided by 10 is 5. Then you finally add 8 plus 5 is 13. Evaluate the variable expression for x is negative 3. So we're putting parentheses around the negative base there. The base is negative 3 minus 2 times positive 5. Negative 3 squared is 9. 2 times 5 is 10. 9 minus 10, same as 9 plus negative 10. Negative 1. We have to do everything inside parentheses according to the order. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. Negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. So that's negative 2. We still have this 5 multiplying negative 2. And we've gotten rid of the parentheses, right? This is a group. We've gotten rid of the group. We have these parentheses here just to show multiplying. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, plus 7 is negative 3. Evaluate the variable expression for x equals 3. So we have negative 10 times 3 minus 5 squared. To follow the rules, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. Now let's remember what we got. We have a 4 that's being squared, and we have a negative 10. We have negative 10 times 4 and 4 squared. Which gets done first? 4 squared has to be done first. Exponents first. Negative 10 times 16 is negative 160, right? Multiply by 10 out of 0. And it's negative. Let's practice. All right, so the one on the left, we're just going to do 24 divided by 2, 12. 3 times 4, also 12. You do your multiplying and dividing first. Then I'm going to rewrite. 12 minus 12 is 0. 0 plus 7 is 7. We have to do our multiplying over here first. So 7/8 times 1/2 is 7/16. Okay, now we need like denominators for subtraction. That's easy enough. We're going to get this one over 16. We get 12 sixteenths minus 7 sixteenths, which is 5 sixteenths. The county fair charges $1.50 per ride and $8 to get in. If you go on 7 rides, how much did you spend? So it's $1.50 plus $8 times 7. Ooh, $8 to get. Oh, I did this absolutely wrong. It's $8 to get in and $1.50 for 7 rides. I think I wrote it like this when I did it. 1.5 times 7. Yeah, you don't want that 0 there when you are multiplying. It just makes a row or makes a bunch of zeros. 5 times 7 is 35. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 3 is 10. Move the decimal. So it's going to be $10.50 for all the rides. I'm going to put that 0 now because I'm going to add, right? $8 plus $10.50 hopefully is obviously $18.50. But to show the math, right, you would line up your decimal points like that. So exponent first, so negative 1/2 times negative 1/2 is positive 1/4. So 3/4 plus 1/4 is 4/4 is 1. Good luck on the test. Do your homework first.